Well, here we go. We have finished all of the painting. A lot went on this week. It was a really busy week. That's why it's also been kind of a longer gap between videos. So I do apologize for that, just with the 4th of July holiday happening and then a lot of stuff going on that we had taken care of here around the house. Plus, we had to have adequate time for the paint to dry and for all of the touch-ups and the blemishes to be done and everything. But here is a final look at the burst on this guitar. As you see, it's got the dark outline around the edge and then the nice bright green stain in the middle.
Why do they call it burst?
Burst because it bursts out to a darker color, or the darker color bursts on the inside. It kind of looks like there's a green light shining through in the middle and the outside edge is dark. The back, I think the back really shines. That actually just looks fantastic. It's a little darker than the front, and I'm okay with that because I want the front to be light if only one side was going to be light. Here's a look at the binding that we did. I don't have video of that. A lot of this just took place because there was just so much tedious stuff going on, and I did not have time to get cameras operating and rolling and everything and stuff, but I can kind of go over what I did. So I started out with, as you remember at the beginning of the video, we had it black, completely black with black stain. Then we sanded that back so that just some of the grain from the black, and you can really see that when you look through here, there's still some of the black coming through, especially on the darker green spots, that make the stain really stand out and have a lot more wood grain in it after I apply the green to it. That's even more so on the back there. Then what I did was I applied green all over the body, and then I applied a black stain around the edges, sanded that down a few times, had to kind of tweak it and feather it, and I did it to the point that it just wasn't taking any more stain, because wood does reach that point where it becomes so saturated that it just won't take any more stain in. So you're wiping the excess out. That's a good question, buddy. Little sidetrack here, but that hole, of course, that's the input jack. That's where whenever we plug this guitar in to play it. So
I was about to
when I'm holding it like this, like I'm going to play, the plug's going to go in right there in that little hole. See? My finger right there?
Where the electronics are, and then you're going to be like, round.
That's right. Our knobs and our little selector switch, which selects between, do we want the strings to make noise here, do we want the strings to make noise there, or do we want the string to make noise in the middle? That's what this little switch that's going to go right there is going to do. It's going to be two knobs that control the volume and the tone of the guitar. All right, so yes, we sanded it down, then we put the green around it, and then we did the black around the edge, and then I basically just kept tweaking that and reapplying the edge until it blended just a little bit better, and so this is how that came out. Then what I did was I applied painter's tape, this is a 1/4 inch strip right here that I did for the binding, and then I applied white paint all around the edge of the guitar. Did that on both sides here. Did that on both sides here of the guitar. And once I took that off, I did notice that there were some blemishes, so I had to go back through and apply a little bit of the black stain throughout just to hide some of those marks. So do be prepared for that to be quite a frustrating exercise. Make sure you have really good painter's tape that won't bleed through. On that note, of course, you remember we did the neck of the guitar. And I made the faux skunk stripe, as it's called by Fender, which that covers the truss rod normally that's put through, but our truss rod actually goes through the front, so they did not have to do that with this guitar. But I like the look of the stripe, so I put one on myself. Got some feedback from friends that they thought that was a really cool idea too. They like it. Let me know if you like it. I think it's pretty neat.
Where's your signature?
My signature's not on it yet. We'll do that. That's going to be one of the last steps we do before we apply the clear coat on everything. We also stained the headstock of the guitar, and as you see, that came out very nice. That looks really good.
Why is there a hole there?
That hole, that's the truss rod that we were talking about. If you look through right there, little spot that you put a wrench in there, and that tightens this neck. And what that does is that makes this neck go up like this or back down like that. So it makes it either a C upwards or a C downwards, and that makes it either harder or easier to play the guitar as you're holding down the strings on it. The signature will go right here. We'll probably do that at the beginning of the next video because what we have left now to do is put on the clear coat. One other thing I wanted to talk about, I misspoke at the very beginning of this video. Caden, you asked me about that right there. Thought that was a blemish. That is not a blemish. The BYOGuitar people are geniuses. This is actually, watch this nail, and I hope we have a good camera shot of this. Are we getting it, Reghan?
Yep.
All right. I stick this nail through there and watch. Ooh, it comes through right there.
It's another hole.
It's a hole to run your ground wire from, there's pickups right here, which pickups are the electronic little
ground wire.
The little electronic system that picks up the sound of the guitar. That's why it's called the pickups. It sends that through a cable through here, but you have to, I'm trying to make this easy for you to understand, but electronics have to be grounded, otherwise you're going to hear weird noises and stuff. Like, exactly, just like that. So you want a wire that just grounds it to something that helps the current. And I'm not an electrician. I have them in the family, so I'm probably going to embarrass myself a little bit here with my really weird explanation of that. But basically, it eliminates interference that you would have from your sound and from your audio.
I'm just getting a drink.
And electronic noise that happens. So one other thing people might want to see here, let's just put together a little mock-up of what this baby is going to look like. Here's the body of the guitar. Of course, we have the pearl pick guard. That will go on it right about like that. I'm lining up the screws here with the holes in the pick guard so that we can get the full effect of that. And then we put the neck there,
and that
nice and snug. Cool. And that's what this bad boy is going to look like. I'm excited about it.
Cool.
I would love to know what everybody thinks about it. Click like, click subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know that Caden is much more handsome than I am. And I'm okay with that.
What, Daddy? No.
I'm just being funny. But it's true. It's true.
No, it's not.
All right. Love you guys. Special shout out to Logan, who talked guitars with me actually this morning, was speaking with me about my guitar build. So I hope you're watching, buddy. Leave a comment if you're checking it out. And yeah, next step is applying the clear coat, and we'll do that in video number 4. Have a great day.
That's a weird face at the end.